Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Good morning, and welcome back to another Good Morning Grief devotion. It's your boy, Pastor Corey Allen Duncan Sr. So excited to have this wonderful opportunity to come to you today to lead you in a very special way in today's Good Morning Grief devotion. This is the daily grief devotion that is strategically designed to help you to navigate through your grief one day at a time. What is grief? I'm so glad you asked. Grief, my brothers and sisters, it is the natural, normal, and necessary response to loss, change, and transition that results in the expressions of feelings and emotions. That grief is what you feel on the inside, but mourning is how you reveal it on the outside. Therefore, we don't suppress it, but we express it. We don't conceal it, but we reveal it. We don't ignore it, but we explore it. We don't lock it up, but we let it out. And that's why we shout good morning, because mourning is a good thing. And I'm so glad you're here today as we lead you in today's Good Morning Grief Devotion. Come on, let's go. Today is day 289. This message is right on time. We're going to talk about I grieve many aspects of the person who died. Excuse me. I grieve many aspects of the person who died. Let's talk about it. I miss so much about the person who died. I miss so much about the person who died. Let's pause right there. What do you miss the most about the person who died? Let's make it a little interactive today. What is it that you miss the most? Somebody drop it in the chat. What is it that you miss the most? Or just something. Maybe it's not the most, but it's something that you miss about the person who died. Just drop it in the chat. Let me get a few and I'll move on. What are some things you miss about the person who died? What do you miss about the person who died? Because we grieve many aspects of the individuals that have transitioned in our life. What is it that you miss about the person who died? Just something. Give me one or two things. Drop it in the chat real quick. What is it that you miss? What is it that you miss? What is it that you miss? Person who died. Thank you, LaShonda Benton. She said their voice. I miss the voice of the person who died. Yes, right? Miss the voice. Boy, it's just unique. Nobody else had it, right? The way they talked, the way they articulated. They probably said certain things in certain ways, right? Miss their voice. Miss their voice. Okay. I love it. The talks and the fellowship. Thank you, Nikisha. She said the talks and the fellowship. The talks and the fellowship. I love it. Hey, Linda Hall, miss my sister and mother laughing. Those laughs, right? I love it. I love it. I meant miss calling me every day. Yes. Phone would ring every single day with the person on there. I make chisels now. Okay, I love it. I love it. I love it. I miss my brother calling me every day, checking up on me. Yes. Conversations, absolutely. Talking to her every single day. Yes. These are things that we miss about the people who have died in our life, right? Because when it comes to grief, we will, as this devotion says, we will miss so much about the person who died. Um, we miss knowing they're there, right? We miss their voice, right? It's in the lesson. We miss their smile. We miss talking with them, right? Them conversations. We miss that smile that would light up a room. We miss their hands and their eyes and their memories. I miss their unique personalities, right? They had unique personalities. And the reality is, we miss all of that. We miss so much about the person who died. I want y'all to check this out, too. There's a little twist to this, but maybe we don't miss everything about the person who died, right? Perhaps there were some harmful, problematic, or lacking qualities, too. Perhaps there were some harmful, problematic, or lacking qualities too. This is one thing that I've noticed about death and grief, right? Once the person dies, everything becomes all good, right? Everything becomes all good in the sense that we only talk about the good. We only talk about, the positive. We only talk about that. And for some reason, we will push to the side the bad or the negative or the problematic aspects of an individual. um, and I don't see that. I'm talking about people could have been terrorists and they die, and we go to the funeral and act like they were angels, right? They were such an angel. You be like, They were like, what? Right? There's so many different aspects to people. And one thing that we got to consider is yes, there are a lot of things that we do miss, personalities, so many different aspects we do miss, but maybe there are some things that we don't miss about the person who died. Perhaps there were harmful, problematic, or lacking qualities too. Check this out. I grieve the things I miss, and I also grieve the things I don't miss, but wish had been different, right? I don't think a lot of times we talk about that aspect of grief, right? I grieve the things that I don't miss. I just wish they had been different, right? There's some things, there were some ways maybe they had that were harmful, that were problematic, some stuff that was lacking. And I grieve. I wish those things would have been different, right? I wish there were some things that would be different. And once again, when people die, we try to um, we angelize them, right? That we paint them in perfect colors. Not everything may have been perfect, right? There may have been some things that was like harmful, problematic, lacking, whatever the case may be. But remember, there's so many different aspects that we grieve, right? So we grieve the things that we do miss. We also grieve the things that we don't miss, but we just wish they had been a little different. And I'm not going to ask y'all to list those things. We're not going to list those qualities. She said, I miss my babe snoring me, snoring me to sleep. Yes. Yes. You know, those things that, and that's, whether that's one of those things right there. Like we miss good qualities, and I know it probably bothered you. Snoring probably bothered you, but it's one of those things now. Like, yeah, I wish it was here to bother me. Right? I wish it was here to bother me. Those aspects that you didn't like, but you look back now and be like, yeah, I like when they pass gas in the room, whatever the case may be, but I wish they were still here to do the thing that got on my nerves that bothered me because I'd rather deal with that than to deal with this, right? That I'd rather have to contend with that than to contend with the loss of the individual, right? And so there's those things, right, that we necessarily, those aspects of the individual um, that we miss, right? Those things that we miss, we grieve the things we miss, we grieve the things that we don't miss, but we do just wish they had been different. Here's the final thought. I see value in mourning both what I miss and what I don't miss, right? We can mourn the things that we miss. We can mourn the things that we don't miss. Today is day 289. I grieve many aspects of the person who died. Grief is just so vast. And it's not just, there's many aspects of the individual that died that we can grieve, right? Both the things that we do miss as well as the things that we don't miss. The whole premise of it all is just to grieve, to feel, to reveal, so that you can heal and continue to navigate through this process. Remember, small steps lead to great distances. I'm praying for you as you grieve well and be well. I love y'all with the love of the Lord. I'll see y'all tomorrow, same time, same place. Let's go.